Hi, my name is Tonya, and I am the director here at the Warming Center. I wore my love sweatshirt, and I did that on purpose because you're loved. We care about you. We know you're going through a hard time, and we want to be here for you. So it's important that you know what the expectations are so that you can stay with us. You just signed a long document. That is why you're here with this video, so that you can also hear about the occupancy agreement. Every night you will initial when you come to the Warming Center, saying that you remember that there's an occupancy agreement. There are expectations for you to follow. As part of the occupancy agreement, it's very important to understand that we need to respect everyone here. And I expect you to be grateful for shelter. And one way that you show that is by participating in community inside the Warming Center. We try very hard to develop community inside here because we do care about each other, and we expect you to be respectful, and we expect others to be respectful of you. Staff will be respectful of you, and I expect you to respect our staff. We're going through a hard time here at the Warming Center. There have been some bad actors within our community that has caused problems. And the Warming Center and our services are being blamed for that. There are individuals who are trying to shut down the Warming Center. We will defend the rights for people to have shelter, and we'll defend our right to help people. There's a role that you can play in that, and that role is your behavior, not just inside the shelter, but outside the shelter. It counts, it matters, that is your part. We need you to be a good neighbor, not just around the Warming Center, but throughout the entire community. This is so important. Behaviors that happen within the community that I want you to be aware of. Leaving messes, don't do it. Find a trash. Find a way to be a respectful community member. Leave things better than how you find them. That's very important for all of us. We expect your behavior to be an example in the community. Please do not hang out in the neighborhood. That includes the small neighborhood parks that are around here. We ask that you come here for shelter, and then you leave in the morning and you leave the neighborhood. That's very important. Follow our occupancy agreement, because if you show up early, or if you leave late, or if you are loitering, you would be asked not to stay. You would lose your shelter. If you're out on the walking path, if you're downtown in a park, if there are people enjoying those areas, they are not there to be approached for money. Please, that is not the place to ask for help. If you legitimately need help with something, reach out to us here at the Warming Center. It's very important that you're not drinking in public, that you're not leaving needles anywhere, that people aren't observing poor behavior. We need to be examples in our community, and we need to show the misconceptions out there about homelessness are not true. We're not going to change that within our community until we all are better examples of our behavior. It's important that you have civilized behavior. It's important that we all do that. And when we don't, we're damaging the reputation of the whole homeless community. What I find to be true about the homeless community here in the Flathead is that we all take care of each other, and we expect you to do that out in public as well. Basically, what I'm trying to say is that your behavior out in the community can either save our shelter or can hurt what we're trying to do here. So I'm going to count on you to listen to this video, to really pay attention to our occupancy agreement, and to be a good neighbor throughout the whole community. And know that we take it very serious, and we need you to take it very serious too, because shelter is at stake for everyone. Please do your part. Thank you and welcome. We're glad you're here. Please listen to the rest of this video.
I'm John Rouse, Resource Manager. I'm going to be going over some of the conditions on the occupancy agreement. If you leave the Warming Center after check-in, you may not return for the night. You are not permitted to return to a vehicle after check-in. Guests must be checked in prior to 10 o'clock p.m. The Warming Center is open from 6 to 10 a.m. Guests may not arrive before 5:30 p.m. and must leave the property at 10. Or you can lose your bed. Inappropriate behavior will not be tolerated. This includes but is not limited to racial or sexual comments, bullying, any threatening, intimidating, harassing behavior in words, arguing, excessive swearing, aggressive behavior, stealing, vandalism. Respect for fellow guests, staff, and volunteers is expected at all times. Outside conflict must remain outside, regardless of who is at fault. The person who cannot get along with others will be asked to leave. The warming center is a weapon-free zone. Absolutely no firearms are allowed anywhere on the property at any time. Pocket knives need to be checked in with a staff member upon arrival, where they will be safely stored and returned upon departure. A comprehensive list of weapons and tools that must be turned over to staff during your stay is located at the check-in desk and is attached to this agreement. Weapons on property not checked in will result in losing services for the remainder of the season. There is no use, possession, or distribution of drugs and/or drug paraphernalia, alcohol, and any other illicit substances allowed anywhere on the property at the warming center. Prescriptions and over-the-counter medications must be taken as prescribed or suggested. Marijuana and marijuana-infused products are prohibited regardless of possessing a prescription or not. The abuse of this policy may result in immediate removal from the center. We take this policy very seriously. There's a lot of people working towards sobriety and are in recovery at the warming center. When you bring substances or use substances or paraphernalia into the center, you are putting their recoveries at risk. Vehicles. You may not return to your vehicle after check-in. Vehicles are not to be left when the center is closed. All vehicles are subject to towing at the owner's expense. No one is allowed to sit, stay, or sleep in a vehicle on property. Bikes may only be left during the day when secured with a lock provided by the center for no more than 3 days. You must use our lock. Smoking. This includes electronic cigarettes, vapes, and all tobacco products is allowed in the designated area only. The number of individuals in the smoking area is determined by the staff. First smoke break is after initial check-in is complete. Anyone who leaves the smoke area cannot return until the next night if you leave the fenced area. To be a good neighbor, smoke breaks must be quiet, only one at a time in the smoking area after 10 o'clock. Smoke breaks will end for all when cigarette butts are thrown on the ground. We expect you to be good neighbors and good stewards of the center and to pick up your garbage as well as your cigarette butts. Quiet hours. Lights will be turned off in the common room from 10 p.m. to 7 a.m. Phones must be turned off on silent after 10 p.m. Please alert staff if you need an early wake-up call. Animals are admitted within reason and only one animal per guest. Animals are a barrier to housing. Guests may not bring a new or different animal into the shelter. Restroom breaks for animals are during smoke breaks. If the owner is responsible to clean up after the animal, the owner is required to sign and follow the pet agreement, which anybody with a pet will sign upon admission. We reserve the right to refuse shelter to any animal. Animals must be under control and cared for by the owner at all times. Bunk room. Guests will be provided fresh bedding and therefore should not bring in their own. Bunk room lights are turned off 9 p.m. to 8 a.m. No talking on your phone in the bunk room. No food, no coats, no bags, no pet food allowed in the bunk room. The only items allowed in the bunk room are a cup of water, necessary medical items, a small item such as headphones or a book. The bunk room is closed at 9 a.m. Those who choose to participate in morning resources have the priority to stay inside the shelter until 10 a.m. if you are using the morning resources. Bed bug protocol. It is common for bed bugs to be present in shelters. The bed bug protocol is posted in the center as to be discussed in community meetings. It is everyone's responsibility to prevent a bed bug infestation. Everyone must follow protocol. You must report to staff if you have seen a bed bug in the center, on your person, or in your belongings. We only have 50 beds. We cannot shelter more than 50 per night. Please be familiar with our most consecutive nights procedure. When we do reach capacity, we have a procedure for who can leave and to make it fair to everybody, and one return can take place. The procedure is how we determine who gets a bed for the night. Many nights we have more individuals needing a bed than we can shelter, in which case we have to resort to our consecutive nights policy.
My name's Ray. I am the program manager here at the Flathead Warming Center. Just wanted to go over a few things. Your belongings. You know, when you first get to the warming center, all your belongings, coats and everything have to be put into your locker. They can't be taken back into the bunk room. Don't bring belongings. If you have more than that will fit in the locker, then please make other arrangements. We can't store them here on the property. There's just too many people. We just don't have the room for it. So if it can't be put in your locker, please make other arrangements. Don't leave it in the neighborhood. Don't leave it around our property. That's very important. Any belongings that you bring, if you're going to be gone for more than 3 nights, you may leave it in your locker. But after the 3rd night of you being gone, those items will be bagged and disposed of. We don't want to throw away anybody's property. So please be mindful of that, not to leave your belongings here if they mean something to you, because they will be discarded after 3 days. All right, we do have a refrigerator here in the common area where we keep condiments and different things for everybody to use. You may keep up to 5 small items in that refrigerator. We do have labels. There's a tray that's connected to the side of the refrigerator. Please put your name and the date on it. Items that have been there for more than 7 days or ones that have been expired are going to be disposed of. There's a lot of people here, and if everybody fills their refrigerator and leaves stuff, we're not going to have room for the things that need to be shared with everybody. If you are going to bring in an outside beverage, make sure it's unopened and you do open it in front of staff. We basically ask that you don't bring any outside beverages, but if you bring a 12-pack of soda or something like that, please don't open any of them. And if you are going to, do it in front of staff. We do have showers and laundry facilities available here. The showers, when you sign up for a shower when you first get in, and when it's your time, please stick to your time, because everybody would like to shower. Come get a token from a staff member that will give you 9 minutes of hot water, and after that's done, you have 20 minutes total. You can be in the shower room. That should give you plenty of time to wash and dry and get dressed. Laundry is the same thing. You need to write your name down on a laundry. It'll have washer 1, 2, 3, dryer 1, 2, and 3. Please sign up for the time and then do it on time so we don't get behind and everybody has a chance to do their laundry. Mail, if you do use this place as an address for your mail, please know that after 30 days, if you haven't gotten your mail, it will be discarded. It's a privilege to have your mail sent here. So please don't just have all of your mail come here and then never come and get it, because we have to deal with that, and we don't like to throw away anybody's mail. Bed holds. If you have a job and you're going to be working at the time we check in, you can fill out a sheet for a bed hold. The only thing we require is that you do bring in a paper copy of your schedule. So if your schedule's online, print out a copy of that schedule and bring it in to us, so we know that that's what you're doing, because we want to make sure everybody has beds, and if you have a job, we would love for you to have a bed too. You just have to make sure that you follow up and bring us the right paperwork. Supplies, we have a lot of coats, gloves, shoes, shirts, pants, all sorts of stuff that are generously donated to us, and those are for you. We ask that you don't take advantage of that. Get the things you need. We do have a supply sign-up sheet so you can write your name, the things that you need, and then get with a staff member, and those will be handed out to you so we can keep track of that. We have a right to refuse service to anybody. We don't want to do that. We don't want anybody on the street, and especially when it's cold. But come there knowing that this place is it's a gift. It's a privilege to be able to come stay here. And I think, as Tonya mentioned before, we're fighting hard for you guys to have this place to come to, and your cooperation and how you carry yourselves means a lot to that fight. So just know that when you come here and you sign this agreement, you're agreeing to follow all of the occupancy agreement in order to stay here. We don't want to put anybody out on the streets. We would like for everyone to be able to stay here, but you do have some control of whether you can stay here or not.
And what we're trying to do here is help. We're trying to help people get the resources and the tools that you need to have a better life, to be able to achieve your dreams. But we can't do that on our own. It's going to take everyone together, and it's going to take you being a part of the solution, even during these frustrating times. So I'm going to count on you to listen to this video, to really pay attention to our occupancy agreement, and to be a good neighbor throughout the whole community.
Thank you for taking the time to watch this video. I can speak on behalf of myself and all staff that it's an honor to serve you and help you through these times that you're having. It's up to all of us. We're all a community to make sure that we keep this place running, and that's on us and you. The responsibility lies on both of us, and we look forward to working together with you to do that.